Welcome to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast, a relaxing and informative show where we explore anxiety, panic, and PTSD, sharing how you can overcome them for life.
Aloha! Welcome back to the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. I'm your host and coach, Gina Ryan, and I am so happy to be with you again today as together we can consider the many ways to bring your mind and body back to its natural peace and calm. In today's episode, I'm talking about magnesium, a miracle mineral for managing your anxiety. We've had a few episodes with the spotlight on magnesium, but they were quite a while ago. I think episode 336 was the most recent one, and the one before that was episode 182 with Dr. Carolyn Dean, and she wrote the book on magnesium. I believe it's called The Magnesium Miracle or something like that. But Dr. Dean was on the show talking all about magnesium, so you may want to check that one out too. But I realize the importance of magnesium, and I also see that it seems to be easily overlooked. So I wanted to try to get the word out today because for anxiety, magnesium is super effective. I'm hoping you will take today's show to heart and see where you can add this miracle mineral into your life. So let's take a look at magnesium. What is it? It's a mineral, and it's one of the electrolytes that are needed in the human body. Other electrolytes are sodium, potassium, calcium, bicarbonate, magnesium, chloride, and phosphate. Now, sometimes these things are coupled together, and if you ever take an electrolyte formula after exercise or when you've been ill or you have a child who's been sick with diarrhea or vomiting, you'll see these electrolytes. You'll see the potassium, the sodium, the calcium, and the magnesium. And I want you to pay attention because the one that is most deficient in our current time here in people's bodies is magnesium. And the heart, the muscle, the nerve cells all use electrolytes to carry electrical impulses to other cells. Magnesium is essential for so many bodily functions, including the nervous system. It's been shown to have a calming effect on the body and can help to reduce anxiety symptoms. Magnesium also helps to regulate the production of cortisol, which can contribute to anxiety when levels are too high. Let's look at the importance of supplementing the diet with magnesium, especially for anxiety. Magnesium is an essential mineral that plays a critical role in various bodily functions, including muscle and nerve function, bone development, and heart health. In addition, magnesium is involved in the regulation of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, and we've gone over those in other shows, which are all important in regulating mood and anxiety. Studies have shown that low levels of magnesium in the body are associated with an increased risk of anxiety and depression. Magnesium has been found to have a calming effect on the nervous system, and it helps to regulate the HPA axis, which is responsible for the body's stress response. Okay. I want you to also understand that magnesium has been shown to increase the levels of GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter that has a calming effect on the nervous system. GABA is also known to reduce anxiety and promote relaxation, making it an essential neurotransmitter for managing anxiety. So, the magnesium increases the GABA in your body. So this is another way of increasing what is good for you. Supplementing your diet with magnesium can be an effective way to increase your magnesium levels and improve your mood and anxiety symptoms. Magnesium can be found, of course, in various foods, such as leafy green vegetables, nuts, and whole grains. However, it can be challenging to get enough magnesium through diet alone, which is why supplementation is often recommended. So why is it that we need to supplement? Isn't it already adequate in our diets? Why are we deficient in magnesium? Well, studies have shown that around 50% of the population in the United States and Europe may be deficient in magnesium, and many people do not get enough magnesium through their diet alone. This is partly due to the fact that modern agricultural practices have depleted the soil of essential minerals, including magnesium, leading to lower levels of magnesium in the foods we eat. And certain factors can increase our need for magnesium. Some of this will sound familiar to you, such as stress, physical activity, and certain medications. For example, diuretics commonly used to treat high blood pressure can cause increased excretion of magnesium in the urine. We don't often look at if we lose a little there and maybe we have a little additional physical activity and we have some more stress. It isn't one thing, but if we start adding all these things together, including the depletion of the magnesium in our soil, we can see how we could be deficient. Testing for magnesium levels in the body can be done through a blood test, but this test is not always accurate in reflecting the body's total magnesium stores, as only a small fraction amount of the body's magnesium is found in the blood. Therefore, symptoms and other factors may also be taken into account when you are considering and determining if magnesium supplementation may be beneficial. It's not always the blood test that tells the whole story with magnesium. It's important to note that while magnesium supplementation is generally safe, it's also essential for me to recommend for you to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement regime, especially if you are undergoing medical treatment for underlying medical conditions, or if you are taking any medications that may interact with magnesium. That's a conversation for you and your medical team. Symptoms of magnesium deficiency can be something you can look at in your own life. Magnesium deficiency can cause a wide range of symptoms, as magnesium plays a crucial role in so many bodily functions. So I wanted to go over some of the most common symptoms of magnesium deficiency. Muscle weakness is number one. Muscle weakness and cramping, because magnesium is essential for muscle function, and a deficiency can lead to muscle weakness and cramping, especially during physical activity. Number two, fatigue and weakness. Magnesium is involved in energy production in the body, and deficiency can lead to feelings of fatigue and weakness. Number three, irritability and anxiety. Magnesium is involved in regulating neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which play a large role in mood regulation. A deficiency of magnesium may contribute to feelings of irritability and anxiety, and I know those are two symptoms that many of you may be familiar with. Number four, you may be familiar with this one too. Sleep disturbances. Magnesium is important for the regulation of sleep-wake cycles, and a deficiency may contribute to difficulty falling or staying asleep. Number 5, headaches and migraines. Magnesium is involved in regulating blood flow to the brain, and a deficiency may contribute to headaches and migraines. And I have known firsthand people that have had great results by adding magnesium for headaches and migraines. Number 6, heart palpitations. Magnesium is super important for heart health, and a deficiency may contribute to heart palpitations or irregular heartbeat. And I know so many of you out there are dealing with this. I dealt with this myself, and I look at when I get heart palpitations in, my world now. Oh, I check in. I wonder where my magnesium is at. Am I supplementing? Am I taking Epsom salt baths? Have I forgotten any of that? And I can add it back in. It's just one more clue for me to look at where my magnesium may be at. It's important to note that other factors can also cause some of these symptoms or all of these symptoms, and that having one or more of these doesn't necessarily mean that you have a magnesium deficiency, but it is something for you to look at. And magnesium is easily added into our diet with supplementation. So if you're experiencing these symptoms, and you are not sure yourself, be sure to talk to your healthcare provider to determine any underlying cause and appropriate treatment. Now, magnesium comes in so many different forms. This gets to be a question quite often, so I thought we would review this quickly here. There are several forms of magnesium available in supplements, and each form has different characteristics and benefits. So here are some of the most common forms, not all of them, but here are the most common forms of magnesium and their potential benefits. Number 1 is magnesium glycinate. This form of magnesium is chelated with the amino acid glycine. That means that they are hooked together, which can enhance the absorption and reduce the risk of gastrointestinal side effects. It's a good choice for people who are having anxiety because the glycine is an inhibitory neurotransmitter that has calming effects of its own on the nervous system. Number 2, magnesium citrate. This is a form of magnesium that's combined with citric acid, which can improve absorption and also has a mild laxative effect. Now that's a good choice if you suffer with constipation or have difficulty absorbing other forms of magnesium. But if you are someone who is maybe struggling with too loose of bowels or diarrhea here and there, you would want to stay away from the magnesium citrate. Next one, number 3, is magnesium oxide. And this form of magnesium has high elemental magnesium content, but it's not as well absorbed as others, and it can also cause gastrointestinal side effects for some people. It may be a good choice, though, for individuals with really low magnesium levels, but it is not particularly advised for people with anxiety, only in that they may have some gastrointestinal side effects, and that may cause them to have other concerns and increased anxiety from that side effect. Number 4, magnesium threonate. This form of magnesium has been shown in animal studies to improve cognitive function and memory, and it may also have benefits for anxiety. It's believed to have a unique ability to cross the blood-brain barrier and enter the brain, which may make it particularly effective for neurological conditions. And number 5, magnesium chloride. This form of magnesium is often used topically as a spray or a lotion, as it can be absorbed through the skin and may be a good choice for individuals who have difficulty taking oral supplementation or who prefer a topical application. And now I know that's a lot of you out there who don't want to take a pill, or sometimes magnesium can be in a dry tablet, which can be difficult for some to swallow. So consider the magnesium chloride topically. In terms of which magnesium might be best for you or for anxiety in general, magnesium glycinate is often recommended due to its enhanced absorption and the calming effects from the glycine. However, individual responses to different forms of magnesium are going to come into play here. Everybody is different. So you may have to experiment a little bit. And fortunately, magnesium supplements are not extremely costly. So I think you will be fine by trying different ones to see which one agrees with you most. Again, it's important to note that while magnesium supplementation is generally safe, it's still essential that you talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement regime, especially if you have any underlying medical conditions or taking any medications in general, because you don't know if they're going to interact with magnesium or not. That's up for your doctor to let you know if you're taking medications. You know how you are feeling better than anyone else. So keep track of how you are feeling mentally and physically and see if adding this wonderful mineral that so many people are deficient in can help add more health and well-being to your life. I hope this show was helpful and informative, and I hope that you will consider adding magnesium because it really can make a difference. I've seen it over and over again. And now for today's quote. To keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. And that's from the Buddha. I'll be back in a few more days with another podcast. Until then, be well and aloha.
Thanks so much for joining us for today's episode of the Anxiety Coaches Podcast. Find more information at theanxietycoachespodcast.com.